following program is presented by its producer, host, and sponsor.
See that one. We're on.
It's a beautiful morning.
One fine day after this. Here we go. Okay, let's cue it out. Cue it out here.
We get it almost every night. Palisades has the ride, Palisades has the fun. Come on over, show some dancing or free, so the parking's so cheap. Come on over, Palisades from coast to coast, where a dime buys the most. Palisades amusement park, swing all day and after dark. Ride the coaster, get cool in the waves, in the pool, you'll have fun. So come on over.
Welcome. It's Teddy Smith and Bob O'Brien. Julie Budd is here, live in the studio. Boy, does she have a great story to tell you tonight. A lot of great stories, in fact. One fine day, I'm sure you remember this very well. Right, Julie? PAT Radio.
Fine day, you look at me.
Okay, here we go.
And you will know I love
Okay, Jim. What song are we going to play after this one? Roses and Rainbows. If it gets too loud, Pam will let us know.
Don't worry, I'll just take the cue off you.
Take the cue! You're on YouTube. Hi. How's everybody doing tonight? You all see Jimmy Fallon last night and Billy Joel? We're going to have them here soon, we hope. Show, how you doing? Good evening. How you been? You know, what was like, you know, growing up in Brooklyn, but also what was music was always a lot of, you know, talking about your family. Did anyone inspire you to get into music, your family, or was it the other that? And then a couple of questions, like 5 minutes, we'll play your next song.
Okay.
Which will be Roses and Rainbows.
Okay. That was Marvin Hamlet.
Well, Marvin Hamlet's great.
Right.
And then we'll play anything else you want. Just talk to Jim back and forth, and we'll just go from one to the other.
Okay, 7:15. Are we calling Herbie?
We can call him, or did you want to call him?
No, you better
I'll
call him.
him.
He doesn't have your number.
Oh, that's okay. Well, you got my number then, though. 718?
755-3841.
3841. You want to talk about Herbie a little bit since he's obviously been with you your whole life.
He found me when I was a kid up in the mountains.
That's important. Because it's nice to have a little
Actually, I found him, but he'll tell you the
Okay,
story.
great.
What mountain?
Kansas. I was a little girl. One of my friends took a picture. Yes, yes. Let him know that. Because he's seen her freeway campus. He's everything. I could take
Teddy Smith here with Bob O'Brien. Bob's over at the seashore tonight, but I'm sure he'll be calling it along the way. Teddy Smith right here, and along with the wonderful singer from Brooklyn, New York. I hope I said it right. Julie Budd, I'm glad you're here tonight.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Good group.
Wonderful. It's like almost like the Ed Sullivan show, live audience, or something like that. Well, it's almost to be that way one day.
That's right.
Could you tell us what everyone hasn't asked you before? I know everybody knows where you grew up, which is in Brooklyn.
Sure.
What's one question that you could think of that someone hasn't asked you, or something like that?
Oh, gosh. Most people really don't understand that my mother was a great singer, but she was really, really too shy to be in the business. And also my mother wanted to, she sang on radio when she was a young girl, and my grandfather kind of pulled her out of the business because, you know, nice girls didn't go into show business. But my mother was very, very shy, and a lot of people don't realize that it was really my mother and my grandmother who sort of nudged me to be involved in music. My mother didn't nudge me to be in show business, but she introduced me to great music. And a lot of people have no idea what a great musician my mother was.
That's terrific. Did you have other people in your family that, besides your mother, that were very musically oriented?
Well, my cousin Emily Remla, she's passed, God rest her soul. She was one of the greatest guitar players, jazz guitar player, of our generation, actually. Her name is Emily Remler, and my cousin Emily was a great star in her field. But there are a lot of accomplished people in my family, actually, yeah.
And some of your favorite recording artists, who was one or two of them growing up that you could share with us?
I remember when I was a little girl, one of the albums that my mother brought me, my parents used to go out every Saturday night. And what would they do? They'd go to the theater and they'd see a musical. And my mother, it was really my mother who always brought me back the original cast album. And I remember when my mother brought me back all these different cast albums, but there was one hanging around the house that was an old album from years ago, years ago from when I was a child. And one of them was My Fair Lady. And My Fair Lady was a big hit on Broadway, I would say just around the time I was born. But this was about maybe 8 years later, and my mother was starting to introduce me to these show songs and orchestrations and very grand productions. And one of the albums that she whipped out of her collection was My Fair Lady, and I remember I fell in love with Julie Andrews.
That's terrific.
And my voice was very, very high as a child.
You have a great speaking voice, too. Do you ever do any radio commercials?
Yes, actually, I did, yeah. I used to do the jingles. I didn't do the regular voiceovers like, you know, buy this car.
Maybe give us a WPAT jingle.
Hey, you never know.
Nice. And, Roses and Rainbows. Tell us about that particular song we're ready to play in about 30 seconds.
Right. Well, I was paired with Marvin Hamlish when I was signed at Walt Disney.
A good friend of yours.
Dear friend of mine. And I was signed from Walt Disney Productions to do a film called The Devil and Max Devlin with Bill Cosby and Elliot Gould. And they gave me the lead part with all of the music. Naturally, it was about a girl that ran away from home, and she was a singer, and blah, blah, blah. Marvin Hamlish was signed to do all of the music for the movie. And it had like 3 or 4 songs in the film and all that stuff. And he wrote with Allie Willis, wonderful writer, and Carol Bayer Sager. And Roses and Rainbows was one of the songs in that film, and we wound up recording it for A&M.
Let's hear it right here, live with Julie Budd, Teddy Smith, Bob O'Brien, WPAT, for Kenny Lupo and Jim Petrecca.
Poor Marvin, huh?
Yep. Absolutely. Why not?
Not at all like I thought that I would be. Guess I lost my way. Seems like yesterday. Somebody promised me the sunshine. Somebody promised me. Somebody told me there'd be roses and rainbows.